Now to the pandemic and the fight against COVID. China's biggest city, Shanghai, imposed a lockdown to curb a rapidly spreading COVID outbreak. It's driven by the highly transmissible Omicron variant. So what does that mean for the U.S. or even here locally in West Texas? We have News West 9's Francisco Soto to break it down for us. Francisco.
Yeah, Crystal, Dr. Sarah Vannon, Chief Medical Officer at ORMC, tells me locally we have been labeled as a low-risk community for several weeks now. And as we see those hospitalization rates go down, but that doesn't mean we should let our guard down. 2 years into the COVID-19 pandemic, and we are still navigating the unknown.
Well, we're one of two places. Either we're between variants and we're waiting for another surge to happen, or we are done with COVID and figuring out how to move on with all these new variants that are going to show up, but are not going to cause spikes in disease process.
Some places around the globe are taking steps to avoid mistakes of the past.
It's because of what we've learned so far and how it spreads, especially in big centers, in urban centers, and centers that are internationally connected, like you mentioned, the big cities. So in those places, you're going to be a little bit more careful because you know that if you can catch it and contain it early, it's less likely to go other places and cause large-scale disease. So that's what we're seeing the world doing.
Dr. Sarah Vannon believes the medical field has learned to keep an eye on what could come.
If it's going to come to our community, we will know before it comes here that we can anticipate that it will come here. And when that happens, then we start to use all the tools we have, like putting masks on in indoor places, making sure that we are more careful when we get together with other people, et cetera, et cetera.
For now, he hopes the community remains vigilant to stay safe.
Know what you can do to protect yourself. Right now, the vaccine happens to be that number one thing. So if you're not fully vaccinated, not up to date on your vaccine, go get up to date on your vaccine. That's the first thing. The second thing is stay informed, not just in other parts of the world, not just in our community, but in the US as a whole as well. So we're watching it. So the second thing for people to do is continue to watch it.
And again, our local doctors continue to encourage people to get vaccinated with either their first 2 doses of the vaccine or booster shots, especially now that the FDA gave the go-ahead for another COVID vaccine booster for people age 50 and older and certain people who are immunocompromised.